Can we talk about 5 mortgage lead generation hacks every mortgage broker should know? I'm Nick Carpenter. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're talking about 5 mortgage lead generation hacks every mortgage broker should know. Now these are going to apply across the board regardless of what platform or where you want to generate the leads. All of these are going to be applicable for your mortgage business. Let's jump into it. All right, mortgage lead generation hack number 1 is that it is way cheaper to lead generate for real estate leads than it is for mortgage leads. And ultimately, they're the same people, right? So the only time that mortgage leads and real estate leads aren't the same people. Now, when I say real estate leads, I'm talking specifically about home buyer leads, right? Not like real estate investors or people that want to buy apartments or something like that. We're just talking about just normal old school, people that are renting and want to buy a house, or people that own a house and they want to get a bigger house. If you run ads that promote real estate, so either run listings or list of homes, off-market properties, best deals, any of these type of things, foreclosure lists, any of that kind of stuff where you're running real estate ads versus mortgage program ads. So, USDA, VA, FHA, any of these type of programs, 203K, DSCR. Any of these type of programs, it's going to be more expensive to get leads if you're getting leads on the mortgage side, like you're running mortgage programs, versus if you're running something that's more enticing, like on the real estate side, right? Because we know that nobody wants a mortgage, but everybody wants a house. So if you keep that in mind whenever you're running your ads, let's give them what they want. Let's give them houses. Let's give them listings. Let's give them priority access to new properties, list of homes that have specific features, great deals, foreclosures, seller, where the seller's in a bad situation, any of these type of things. We can come up with a lot of examples of list of properties or, different niches of lists that we could go out there and offer, right? So that's going to be number 1, is that it's going to be way cheaper to generate the same exact lead, the same person, but just promoting real estate is going to be cheaper than if you're promoting a mortgage program. All right, number 2 is speed to lead is what you need. All right, so just always keep that in mind. If you're generating internet leads and you say, man, these internet leads are crap or whatever, ask yourself, number 1 is, how fast are you calling them back? How fast are you getting in touch with them? Okay? Really think about what somebody's doing, right? Somebody is seeing your ad on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever they're seeing your ad, and they're choosing to submit the form. After that, they're going to wherever you send them, right? So let's just say, for example, if you're running a property ad, so you're going to send them to the actual property. So if your CRM or whatever system you're using, like I use Complete LO, whatever system you're using, if it is sending you real-time notifications, there's a really good chance that you're getting the text message about the new lead at the same time they're still over there looking at the house, or they just left the website from looking at the property and now they're back on Facebook or they're back on Instagram. Okay, so the faster you can get in touch with somebody, whether that's a real phone call, which is always going to be the best, or if it's a text message, and you're, through your automation. But just think about that, right? How fast are you getting in contact with these leads? You're going to have 80 or 90% more likelihood of getting in contact with them if you can get, reach out to them within like 1 minute, as opposed to if it takes you 10 minutes, 10 minutes later, people practically forgot that they even filled out the form. So we don't want to get in that situation, right? So how fast are you getting to, are you calling the leads? Because speed to lead is what you need. All right. Number 3, mortgage lead generation hack for brokers and loan officers is that it used to take like 5 to 8 touches with an internet lead in order to convert them into a client. And I think today it takes more in the 15 to 20 range. Even when I look at my own business, that's the case. And your business is probably that's the case as well. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, how are you going to get 15 or 20 touches with a lead that comes in? So let's say, for example, a lead comes in today, it's Monday, then they're going to get a contact, you're going to call them today, you're going to send them a text message, you're going to send them an email, but then what about tomorrow, right? What happens tomorrow? And what are you going to do to keep in contact with them? Are you running retargeting ads so that they're seeing your face and stuff online? Now maybe if they see your ads there a couple times a day, right, you can get 5 touches a day. So that by the time you're reaching out to them on the 3rd or 4th day, or your automation is, or your virtual assistant is, or your inside sales agent, or your realtors, they've seen you now for 3 or 4 or 5 days, right? That's how you can get those touches. But if the only thing you're doing when you generate a lead is if you're calling them yourself, imagine how much time and effort it's going to take to call every lead 15 to 20 times in order to convert them. So that's where, some of the technology using Complete LO or having retargeting and that kind of stuff in place is going to be beneficial, so that you're not only relying on your phone calls, but it's your phone calls plus automation plus, emails plus retargeting that they're seeing online, plus if they're seeing other ads that you're running, in addition to the first ad that they opted in for, if you're running additional ads as well. So, all that stuff connected together, that's how within a few days or a week, you can be able to get all those touches and be able to build enough trust and likability where somebody actually wants to answer your phone call and have a conversation with you. And so sometimes that can be difficult if you're just only relying on yourself versus having kind of a multi-pronged approach to get those contacts. All right, number 4 mortgage marketing hack we want to talk about right now is what are the best times to call leads back. Okay, if you're generating mortgage leads, if you're running mortgage Facebook ads or mortgage Instagram ads, or, like I said, I think it's better to run real estate ads. Even if you're a lender, they still need to get a loan, right? And the leads are going to come in cheaper and more frequently. But if you're getting leads and you're calling them back, I'm going to tell you right now the best 3 times that we found to call internet leads. And my guess is, you could probably figure these out on your own as well, because, humans are humans, right? So number 1 best time that we found to call is around lunchtime. Okay, 11 to 1, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. local time. We get a lot of phone calls answered in that time, because people are either, not focused on work, they're scrolling social media while they're eating, that kind of stuff, right? They're just hanging out. It used to be back in the day, maybe people would sit at a table and 3 or 4 or 5 people would have lunch together, but nobody does that today, right? Everybody just eats by themselves and looks at their phone. And so if you call them, you have a good chance that they might actually be able to answer the phone. So, if you call mortgage leads during lunchtime, high chance of answering. Okay. Second time is going to be around dinner time. Now, I know sometimes it's sort of taboo to, call leads and interrupt mealtime. And obviously that's not what we want to do. But the truth is that calling from like 4:30 to 7:30, in that time frame, you have a really good answer rate. Okay, most people are leaving work by 4:30, maybe up to 5. And so those kind of like 5:15 to 7:15, in that range is when you're going to have the best chance of getting an answer. Okay. Again, if somebody answers and, they tell you it's dinner time, obviously just apologize and ask what would be a better time to reach back out, or like, hey man, hey, look, I'm not trying to interrupt your dinner. Like, enjoy dinner and then hit me back, So just be like a human, right? Sales people can smell commission breath. We just want to be a normal human. So we don't want to interrupt their meals, but also recognizing that is a time that you're going to have a high probability of people answering the phone. Okay. And the last time, or the third time, obviously there's probably others, is Saturday morning has been the best time that we've called people so far. So like 10 a.m. to noon Saturday, we're getting a lot of answers during that time. Okay. Now, I recognize if you're a loan officer, if you're a mortgage broker, calling leads on Saturday morning isn't probably the most fun thing that you could ever do, right? So as you're making money, reinvest, and you can find somebody that can call. Like, obviously within Complete LO, we have a VIP offer that, we have dialers that can be calling for you and just send you the applications. But there's other ways to do that, right? You could find a high school kid, other things. Pretty easy to find somebody that could call for you for 2 hours, right? And so those are the times that we want to call, and at least what we've had the best experience. So I just wanted to share those lead generation hacks. If you're getting mortgage leads, if you're out there generating real estate leads and you're trying to figure out how to actually get them to become clients, hopefully some of what I shared here will be helpful for you. If you like this kind of mortgage marketing content, mortgage lead generation stuff, Number one, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you can get notified every time I put out new content. I'm crushing in 2026, and I've already done like 65% of what I shot all of 2025, so that's pretty amazing. And I'm putting out 2 pieces of content every week. I love ideas, so if you have an idea or a question, one question that would be helpful for me to answer on video, leave it in the comments and let me know, because that's, again, I love getting, what do you guys actually want to know about? Obviously, I have some ideas of my own that float around in my dumb head, but I think that, I'm always open for input as well. And then if you want to work with me, if you think that what I'm talking about is cool, you can see how this kind of stuff would be beneficial for your mortgage business, reach out, legionofloanofficers.com. I've got some links down in the description, and, if it's a fit for us to work together, awesome. And if it's not, our lives are going to both be great either way. So thanks for being here today. Appreciate you. See you next time.